1-0!
How are you doing, guys? Welcome back to the Bar Stoolers. Today we have a very special guest. We've got Eddie O'Mahony of IrelandSoccerShirts.com. Got it right that time. Eddie has very kindly brought in 3 match-worn jerseys. We've got a David O'Leary home jersey on this side. We've got a Jerry Payton goalkeeper's jersey on that side. And in the middle is just like the jersey. It's the quintessential Ireland jersey these nowadays. It's Richard Dunn's half match worn jersey from the Russia game in 2011. It has the drawn on number 5 on the back and front. It's just mad that it's sitting here. Eddie's written a book. It's called 40 Shades of Green. It's about the history of the Ireland jersey between 1986 up to the modern day. He's also trying to get a museum going for Ireland soccer because there isn't one. So Eddie, first of all, thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks for having me over, lads. Pleasure.
This is incredible. Like, we're all sitting here.
Stop staring at it.
This is mad. First of all, very quickly, how did you get into this? You've explained to us, but
young lad growing up, huge Ireland fan. I'm a little bit older than you lads, so replica shirts weren't as popular as they are now. My mum got me one when I was about 5 years of age, and I just thought I was Liam Brady, you know. And it's every shirt that came out then I used to buy it, and slowly between the 80s and 90s, especially after World Cup in Italia 90, replica shirts and stuff became more popular. So I would have always had my own replica shirts, and then in 2002 I was fortunate enough to be in Japan for the World Cup, and Stephen Reid gave me one of his jerseys after a quiet night after a Germany game, and I came home and was wondering where we could put it. Should it go into an Irish football museum? And called around, and sadly there's no Irish football museum as of yet, and that's really where the project started. Developed a very bad website to begin with, and thankfully it's improved greatly since, I hope. And the big kickstart to the new museum and the book was in 2012 after the Euros, when James Nolan sadly passed away, a young Irish fan from Blessington. If you've ever been to a tournament or if you follow the football team, you know there's a sense of community.
There is,
amongst Irish fans. I know we're all Irish mad and everything like that, and the results are hugely important. At the end of the day, it's just football, and we get on. So the fact that a young lad went and never came home, I thought it was heartbreaking. I was a first-time father myself to a young lad who was 6 months old, so I felt I could see both sides of the story, and I said I'm really going to try and do a little bit more. So we dedicated the website to him. It's called it's IrelandSoccerShirts.com, but it's the James Nolan Memorial Collection. And then last year I met his dad Jimmy, and we had a chat, and he was great about it, and I said, listen, I'd love to do a book, but only if we can dedicate it to James. And that's how it started.
Yeah, lovely. The book is here. You can get it, you can pre-order it now on the FAI shop. There's only a few copies left, so it's really in demand, so I'd want to get that. So
that's a nudge to your girlfriend.
Yeah, it is. Ellie, hurry up. The collection is, how many jerseys do you think you have now at this stage?
I'd probably say in terms of total number of pieces, there's about 160 pieces.
Wow. Pieces, because you have the suits, you have ties, jumpers,
gloves,
hats,
goalkeeper's jersey. So it's not just it's basically every image you remember of the Irish team from the 80s or the 90s, one of those moments or one of those pieces is gathered with it. So the tracksuit from Italia 90 when we beat Romania on penalties, and the lads when we met the Pope.
Pope's clothes.
The hat, just a hat. That's a good awakening. We had a famous pair of shoes in the 2002 World Cup that was designed by Oliver Sweeney.
Wow.
And they have a tricolour on the back of the heel.
That's mad.
They were Mark Kinsley's, so every little bit of history is included in, from probably 1966 right away to the present day. And just before the book went to print, literally the day before, after the Wales game, Wales Hooligan shirt from the Welsh game arrived.
Wow.
Lord Wales.
And that finished the book nicely.
Yeah, that's a very
big fan of Wales here.
Yeah, big fan of Wales here. So the book is obviously, it's a labour of love, and you put your own time and effort into it, and the cover is fantastic. You obviously have a great story to tell. Is there any jersey in particular that really stands out for you, that this is, or any piece even that you go, this is my favourite thing in the collection?
I think it has to be this one, and
I've up really gently.
Are those clean hands?
Yes, they are. They're the cleanest hands in all the world.
When people talk about an Irish fan or an Irish supporter, we want our players to show certain qualities when they're actually playing for Ireland.
Yeah.
The very first thing we have to get anywhere is determination, heart and spirit, and thankfully Irish players seem to be blessed with that in abundance. But that performance by Richard Dunn that night
was just out of this world.
There was something more than, you know, he was sending out a message to everyone that we were not going to be beaten that night. That rubbed off on the players, and then it wasn't just his performance alone. For an actual, to cut his face open, bleeding, and then to have the drama around, was it the right shirt? They didn't have the number shirt. The referee wasn't going to let him back on, and Alan Kelly, the goalkeeping coach, decided in his infinite wisdom to actually draw with a marker the number on the shirt. People laughed about it at the time. It wasn't the FAI's fault, because they had the right. The blood shirt ready, just the referee didn't leave it on. And the thing that I find amazing about it, and I spoke to Alan Kelly about it, is the actual size of the number is actually pretty much bang on to the size of the number that are on the actual shirts, and to the back of the shirt, the number 5 that he actually managed to draw is pretty much the size of it. So he had this one chance, and he didn't make a mess of it. You know, it's pretty much bang on. So to have that shirt, I think that's probably my favourite. But it's I think it epitomises everything that we want an Irish player to be, and if we can all play half like that against Denmark, we'll be packing the suitcase.
Absolutely. And then you have a whole new book to write about.
New set of jerseys to bring in next year.
It's mad. I know I was only speaking earlier in the week to Henry McDonald, one of my lecturers on the Ireland correspondent for The Guardian, and we were speaking about the Northern Ireland fan who died last year at the Euros, unfortunately Darren Rogers. And we were saying about the camaraderie, like to do this for dedicated to James Nolan is a really fantastic gesture, and I think you know, I know we haven't done it out of any sort of personal gain, but like
when something like that happens, Irish people do tend to come together, and we try and, you know, rally around people and stuff. I obviously wrote to James's parents at the time, and I guess that's all you can really do. I was in a bit of a unique position in that I could offer to do something different that might keep his name attached with the team. I said I wrote to the family in 2012, and they're happy to go along with the website, and then really the big thing now has been the book, and seeing the impact and the, I suppose, response we've gotten from James's family as well, particularly his dad Jimmy, who's really rode in behind it. And I was looking to get someone to write the foreword for the book, and I said to Jimmy one day, I said, Jimmy, I said, I'm struggling to get a name, you know, all these books, you need someone to write forward. He says, is there anyone you can think of? And he goes, oh yeah, I'll give Robbie a ring. So Robbie Keane is a great striker, he's a great footballer, he's a great ambassador. What a lot of people don't see probably about Robbie Keane is the work that he does away from the cameras. Like a lot of footballers who use their fame and their celebrity for different things. Robbie Keane was a great source of support and comfort to the Nolan family. Kept in contact with him, kept in contact with his dad. Real classy kind of stuff. And Jimmy rang Robbie, and the next day I got a call to say, yeah, listen, absolutely going to write the foreword for the book. And from that, once Tree Ireland heard that Robbie was involved, they came along and gave a few bob to the book, and then that spawned on again. And Jonathan Courtney at Top Line Sports, who look after the New Balance and had looked after Umbro, came on board, and they do the FAI shop. And they said, listen, we'll sell the book on faishop.com. And they've looked after everything for me. So really, people have gotten behind it, all sorts of people. The cover is designed by Morgan O'Brien from Galway. He's a graphic artist who works with Galway United. He contacted me to say if there's anything I could do to help, and I jokingly sent him back an email going, it'd be great if you could knock up a cover. And he did it for nothing, you know. And incredible. Dennis Hurley, who runs Museum of Jerseys on Twitter, a big sports fan, he's contributed stuff to it. Brendan Ryan, a young Irish product photographer, probably never wants to see me again, but Brendan kind of really stepped up and helped that happen. And then a young girl called Eiley Copland, who looks after my website. So I've been begging and borrowing and you know, looking for support, and I have to say, once people see what the book's been about, the response has been incredible. So it's not really my book as such. It tells a story, but it shows all the best parts about the Irish football fans and the community, and what really matters, which is supporting each other and supporting the team.
And these are, these aren't just football moments. These are like actual cultural moments in Irish history. Like, like this jersey will be remembered in 1,000 years.
There is, I mean, what we forget about the Irish team, and why I find it very unusual how, with over 200 museums in the country, think of the moments, cultural and society, that the Irish football team have given to the nation. Think about '88 when the team came back and 1 million people, went into College Green to see them. They were special times in the country. A lot of people credit the fact of Jack Charlton's team in the 80s and 90s as the point when Irish people believed as a nation.
No, they're the catalyst for the
Tigers. That we were bigger and we were better and we could do stuff. And yet, for some reason, there's no example of that.
Comes on to you were trying to get an Irish football museum going. Is it been, have you met much, have you had, what's the right word, any pushback from it? Is there any kind of...
No, it's a bit like, I try and give the analogy, it's a bit like when you say it to people, everyone goes, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that hasn't been done before. And then you go, well, I'm actually trying to do it now.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but how would we get it done? And I guess my big fear, or the big push for the book, is the Aviva Stadium was built and opened in 2010. Fantastic. Flagship stadium, brilliant. No history in it.
No.
Now I know it's a shared stadium, it's not the FAI's fault, but we missed a big opportunity there.
To have somewhere to go.
To have somewhere to see. I mean, the tour is incredible.
It's on the dirt, man.
But when people go and do the stadium tour, there's no Irish football history in it. I mean, Munster Rugby have theirs, the Irish Football Association up the North Open Windsor Park Cultural Heritage Centre in it.
Yeah. Where there is.
But why? I mean, are we not as proud of our history as motorsport in Mondello?
Yeah.
Or the GAA, who have an incredible history?
Yeah.
My kids, I'd love to bring along and see it. Future kids, future generations, and most importantly, the players themselves deserve to be honoured.
Yeah.
And it's not just in the senior international team, there's the youths, the League of Ireland, everything like that. And we have a big few years coming up.
Yeah. I think it's more fitting though that a fan like yourself and somebody who has loved it and has been there and has been part of what has been happening over the past 20 years, 30 years, is starting this now. I think that's more than someone like the FAI doing it. I think it's the epitome of Irishness that somebody who's been there is getting this going. And
this thing, what I would hope is that it's not my museum, that what's there now and what's in the collection would form the base layer to start it with. So now all I'm looking for is a home.
Yeah.
And we have a big couple of years. Next year the draw is being held in December for Europe.
It is,
2020 at the convention centre. All the delegates from all over Europe are going to be there. The best of Irish infrastructure, cultural, food, culinary, logistics, everything's going to be on display. All of Europe's media is going to be there.
Yeah.
Will any of our football history?
And we've hosted the Europa League final before, and there was thousands of fans from Portugal. There was Braga and Porto, and they would have loved to have seen
Well,
Irish.
if you take the step on in 2020, we're going to actually host games
games
from
the Euros. Yeah.
So you're going to have fans from all over the world. And I don't know about you, but when I go away or if I travel anywhere, it doesn't matter what the team is. If I'm in Barcelona, I'll go and do a tour.
Yeah, exactly.
I mightn't be a big Barcelona fan, but it's incredible to go in. Go to Liverpool, Manchester United. Take the GAA as a perfect example. Don't tell me that any young GAA fan from around the country goes in, whether they're from Donegal or Cork or Leitrim or something, and doesn't walk in and get inspired to want to play that sport, to play for their county. And with the Irish soccer team, it's hearts and mind stuff for young players at the minute. We want to keep them, we want to get them playing for their country. And I couldn't believe that somewhere, if young Irish footballers, girls, boys, whatever, go in and see their history and see this, that wouldn't want to inspire them to wear the green shirt.
There's something about, like we've said it before in videos, that the national mood is intrinsically linked with the football team. So you've got the GAA in if your county's doing very well, your county mood is excellent. The Dubs do very well, so it's very well in Galway winning the hurling. You saw how much it meant to them, but that didn't go anywhere past Galway. But the rugby team, there is this sense that we want them to do well and everything, but it's if they lose, it's not the same thing. But with the football team,
there's nothing like it.
There's no
point in there's no point in dressing that up, and that's no disrespect. I think, and the great quality of Irish people is we want all our teams to do well.
Yeah, exactly.
I want Katie Taylor to win in boxing.
Yeah.
I want the Irish rugby team to win the Six Nations. I want our swimmers, our rowers, or anyone to do well. And it's brilliant when they do. But don't tell me like the last night against Wales, when the country is like, you know, on like, and you could see people's faces the next morning. You could see that buzz. You could see the lift they had them. Tell me the country isn't going to be rocking on the Tuesday night when we play Denmark at home. And it is. I call it, I'm not being flippant about it, all of these pieces, they're the fabric of the nation. They're our big sporting outlet. And for a game that's influenced so many and so much, it's amazing how we seem to have ignored our actual history. And I wonder why we aren't as proud of it.
Moving on to the Denmark game. So how do you think it's going to go?
We'll win on penalties.
We didn't have that in the match previous.
Yeah, actually,
no one said that.
We've never qualified at home for a major tournament. We've always been away or with other results going our way. Can you imagine qualifying at home in the Aviva Stadium?
The night we qualified for the Euros, that was one of the weirdest and best nights of my life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Imagine qualifying for a World Cup and just...
And this is the thing, people forget about the World Cup. When I went to Japan, I was 21, 22 years of age, and a lot of my friends were like, it's a lot of money, it's a long way to go. And I said to them, listen guys, I could be married with kids by the next time we qualify. It's going to be 16 years next year since we last had a World Cup.
It's the exact same with us last year. It was like, this could be, because with the way the Euros is going to be in 2020 and then Qatar and stuff, we knew that these two, in France and then this World Cup in Russia, this is going to be our chance to go.
And people, like the FAI, we're 100 years old in a couple of years. We only qualify for World Cups, you know, very infrequently.
Yeah.
I think people forget just how big this is, and there's no point in labouring on it too much. A World Cup with Ireland playing it is an absolutely monumental moment, and if you have any love for the Irish football team, the 2 games coming up that's as big as it gets.
What you just said is how I've justified going to Copenhagen. It's a big cultural moment, like.
But it is, and I can genuinely feel myself that from my trip to Japan when I did it, it cost me an awful lot of money. It was the best 3 weeks of my life, and I wouldn't have traded it for anything.
I wouldn't trade.
I'm still paying for the Euros. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so good.
And it's just I'm going to pay it off right before the World Cup starts, and you know what's going to happen.
It's a vicious cycle. Eddie, thank you so much for bringing this stuff into us. This is absolutely like mind blowing that this jersey is sitting in my apartment right now. I cannot believe this. I wish you the best of luck with the book.
Thanks very much.
Hopefully I get a read of it, and I really want to see a museum because that would be absolutely fantastic.
So anybody's watching, it's on faishop.com. It's been on pre-sale for the last 10 or 12 days. So as it stands, there's only about 70 copies of the 300 left. So if there's anybody watching and thinks they want to get it for Christmas,
faishop.com. And the website is irelandsoccershirts.com, and you can also see that. Eddie, really thank you so much for coming in. Hopefully we'll get you on the show again when we're leading up to the World Cup. Yes. Seriously, we'll be back, I don't know, tomorrow or later on. I don't even know what day it is anymore. We'll be in Copenhagen, and we'll be back in Dublin then for the home game. So see you then.